What's going on, Cancer? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tani Michelle, and this is your May 2020 Tarot and Astrology reading. And yeah, we are not all love, light, twin flames, and unicorns here on this channel, so please keep that in mind. And let's go ahead and get into your reading, Cancer. I am like blown the fuck away right now with your reading. I'm like looking at these cards like, whoa, I feel like you guys have made a huge shift, and we've been talking about it for literally this whole time that I've been doing tarot on YouTube for over the past year now. I've been talking to you guys about the North Node being in your sign forever now, for the last 18 months, and it finally just switched out. But when it was in your sign, I kept telling you guys it was showing you how to embrace your power. It was bringing things to light, especially in the relationship department and any kind of area in your life that other people were involved in. It was really showing you people's true colors. It was really showing you how to honestly love yourself unconditionally and be okay in your own skin or in your own shell, so to say. And from the looks of this reading, it looks like that was achieved at some level or another with a lot of you. So do remember, this is a general reading, so it may not relate to everybody. Most of you should relate to the astrology. By the way, there's a lawnmower going right outside, so sorry if you guys can hear. I turned on my mic, so hopefully it won't be super loud, but yeah, anyways. So, I mean, this is just like insane. I just can't get over how insane your reading is. And even looking at your chart, I was like so excited for you guys because so many awesome things are happening for Cancers right now. So the North Node moved into your 12th house of Gemini, okay? And this is awesome because Gemini is all about the mind, your perception, your thinking, and the 12th house is all about other worlds, like basically spirituality, like hidden things, the subconscious. And so you guys are taking a huge journey into the mind and the deeper, different layers of the mind, how powerful the mind is. So you may find yourself over this next 18-month cycle becoming very skilled in like psychology, or learning about psychology, or learning about the subconscious, learning about shadow work, learning about consciousness, like basically shifting your consciousness. And I think that's like awesome. And as I was like basically writing notes on while I was looking at your astrology, I was like, oh my God, like I relate to this. I've been reading like hella books lately, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm a freaking Cancer rising in Vedic astrology, so that would make sense. But yeah, it's insane, you guys. So I'm like really excited to do your reading, but I'll shut up now and get into it. So let's go ahead and start with your tarot cards. I will say this reading is a little specific. So if you don't rate, or if you don't resonate with the tarot portion, at least listen to the astrology portion when I'm done and see if you resonate with that. So the first thing that came out was the Three of Pentacles, and this like kept coming out. Like I had just started shuffling, I hadn't even like really all the way connected to your energy yet, and the Three of Pentacles just kept coming out. And I was like, okay, so in this particular deck, we see basically three circles that end up making a triangle. So what I see here is cooperation. I see basically a third perspective on something, or even like a negotiation, or some kind of working together of sorts. And then we also have the Ace of Pentacles. So I think that either you've been working on something, or there was a third option, or a third perception, a third something that came in with this Ace of Pentacles here to offer you a new kind of way. So let's say that you were like at a crossroads and you were like so hung up on these two paths to choose from. Well, boom, there was like a third option that came in. Like I said, this could be three people as well, something along those lines, or some kind of like cooperation on someone's part. But basically there was some kind of opportunity that formed out of either cooperation or a third perspective, something along those lines. So I think that's freaking awesome. So that's kind of how it starts out. So I feel like, you know, there was some kind of something came together for you, basically, is kind of the more basic way to say it. Something came together for you, or it is coming together for you in the beginning of May, that's offering you this new way, that's offering you this new opportunity, possibly something physical, like a job, money, a way to do something, like a way out of something, I honestly feel like, because the next two cards that came out were the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands, and the Five of Pentacles. So there's kind of like, in these two cards, it almost looks like someone's trapped and she's like guarding them or something, like not letting someone out because they're not looking at each other. So obviously that tells me there's like a distance there. So someone's feeling trapped or suppressed or unheard or something along those lines. And I mean, it could just be with this social distancing thing. You know, maybe you went through a time where you didn't feel like you had a lot of power. This could also be relating to your past. This could be showing me like, okay, there's finally this opening up, but this is what it was like before for some of you. So just keep an open mind here. But basically, I'm seeing this feeling of being entrapment, or this feeling like you don't have the power. Now, this is somebody that's like very guarded also emotionally, I'm getting here. Somebody that's very guarded, someone that is feeling like they don't have control over their life or their destiny, or that they need to protect themselves for some reason. Now, for some of you, this could have even been like financial or money related, to where you were feeling like you had to protect what little you had left in some way, okay? Or this could have been someone else that you felt like had power over you. There's something here about feeling very like vulnerable, and almost like feeling like you needed, it was almost like this shell, like Cancer's the crab. So it's kind of like having this outer shell, this outer layer to kind of like protect you and guard you, to where you didn't have to come all the way out of your shell, if that makes sense. So that could also be the case for some of you. So then we move on to probably halfway through the month, and we get to the High Priestess and the Four of Wands. And I thought this was really interesting as well. So like I was saying, with that Gemini energy, the sign right before yours, this is all about how you see things, your perception with the High Priestess here. And she's even got her third eye popping there, if you can't see. So this is really asking, like, you know, what are you going to do with this energy? You have a new perception now. Back to the Three of Pentacles. You have this new vantage point. You have this new view, this new perception, okay? You have this opportunity now with this new way of looking at things. And what are you going to do with it? It's kind of like being in between worlds, being into the unknown. And for a lot of you, this could be possibly, I'm so sorry for the lawnmower, you guys, exploring the depths of your mind, or exploring the depths of your subconscious, you know, because the ego, you can kind of think of the ego as like the guard to the deeper realms of our minds, so to say, in some ways. But yeah, so that could be the case for some of you. But, and then we also have the Four of Wands here, which is very, to me, is kind of like building something. Is kind of like the start to building something. So it's kind of like this new perception comes in, this new way of looking at something comes in, and then you realize that you actually have the power here, that everything around you is all coming from your own perception of reality. Like, this is literally your perception of reality. You can build this however you see fit. You can make this into whatever you want it to be. You know, whether you were really trapped or if it was just your perception of feeling trapped. But I feel like for a long time, a lot of Cancers felt very powerless, or felt like they didn't have the power, or they couldn't basically protect themselves in some way. They couldn't stand up for themselves in some way. So there's kind of like this shift in your perception happening this month, Cancer, where it's like you're kind of coming from this two-dimensional view to this three-dimensional view, and then to this four-dimensional view, if that makes sense. So then we end with the Chariot and the Seven of Swords. So basically standing up for yourself against the odds, okay? And allowing yourself to be free. Like, this is basically standing in your power is what I see here. Standing in your power and not letting anything or whatever the hell's going on, the illusion of what's going on, because you have the Oracle card illusion here, not letting the illusion kind of keep you down, basically. So hopefully that made sense. I feel like it might have been kind of weird. I don't know, but I think it's a badass reading. So we also have simplicity and openness here. And I feel like that's kind of what your reading talks about too. It's like there's been these really hard times the last few years, I feel, for a lot of you, where you felt super guarded, super closed off. You felt like you couldn't open up. Things were really complex. A lot of you felt very powerless. A lot of you felt very vulnerable or very weak in some ways. And so this month, it's like things open up and things feel more lighter for you. They feel more simple. There's kind of like this simplicity, this softness this month where you have the ability to be more open, where you're feeling more open, where your mind feels more open and less cluttered. Okay. And then we also, I think this is interesting, the card protection came out. So, and we have a lot of that going on with this Nine of Wands, the Seven of Wands. There's like a lot of kind of standing up for yourself or guarding something. And so I think it's like standing your own ground, you know, standing your own ground and being completely solid within yourself, being completely secure within yourself. Not that you necessarily need to protect yourself against something. I think you just need to take the lead. You need to be completely okay in your own skin because we have the card leadership here. And I see that as well. It's like taking risk, letting yourself be free, letting yourself stand up for yourself if you need to, yeah, but you shouldn't be living in this like, oh my God, I need to protect myself and I need to, you know, basically live in fear. That's not what it's about. It's like standing up for yourself if you need to and definitely defending yourself if you need to, but not doing it to where you're like hiding out like, oh my God, I'm living in fear, you know, like where it's controlling your own life, because I do see that at one point for you here. So your last two oracle cards are release and illusion. So once again, you're releasing that illusion like we were talking about, this illusion of basically being stuck or powerless or not having any control over your own life or whatever it was that was going on when you actually do this whole time. So beautiful reading. Let's go ahead and get into your the notes that I took here. So I wrote at the very top, start of a very mystical, spiritual drive and journey into the human consciousness and into the unknown of the mind. Your mind is about to change about everything, shift in perception, shift in consciousness. So with the node finally moving out of your sign and your opposite sign, Capricorn, with the nodes finally moving out of your guys' signs, they move backwards. So it moved into the sign before yours, Gemini. Okay, so if you're a Cancer rising, this is your 12th house since it's the sign before yours. If you're a Cancer sun, some of this may relate to you, some of the astrology portion that I go over, but make sure you watch your rising sign too so you can really see what it's about for you. So with this happening, the nodes are going to be here for 18 months. So this is going to be a theme for 18 months, these things that I'm about to go over for the nodes. So what this is going to bring about, I think, for you guys in the next 18 months is basically all about exploring your mind, spiritual practices, exploring different spiritual practices, maybe trance or hypnotic like states, different mind wave states, consciousness, awareness, going beyond the rational or logical mind, getting lost in reading or writing or esoteric text, words, symbols, or languages, dreams, the unconscious, brainwave states, escaping the mind, healing the mind, learning how different the subconscious beliefs and thoughts, or learning how different subconscious beliefs and thoughts affect your daily life, your health, your wellness, your routines. Also, this part of your chart rules meditation, yoga, channeling information from other realms, possibly becoming a channeler or a vessel for unknown information, moving away from like strict religious practices or strict everyday routines or disciplines in your day-to-day life, not letting others' opinions, beliefs, or dogmas or even rules affect your habits, your health, and your day-to-day routines, becoming aware of your habits, exploring your opinions when it comes to your work life and your health life, getting away from certain views, beliefs, and dogmas about health and diet, getting curious about the doctors and health institutions that may be in your life. And when I say getting curious, I just mean like asking more questions and doing, because the 12th house deals with different healing modalities, so kind of esoteric or more kind of holistic healing, like unknown healing methods. So with Gemini there, it's kind of getting curious about other healing methods than maybe just Western medicine, depending on where you are in the world, obviously. But so that could be definitely something that comes up as well. So yeah, basing your health on, more logic and facts instead of just faith and belief, facing your mental fears and gaining clarity through them, becoming curious about spirituality, cleaning out your mental closet, getting rid of 3D distractions to heal the mind. So these are all big themes that you're going to see over the next 18 months. And I'm so excited for you guys because I think that's so interesting. Anyway, so something else, so that's kind of the theme for the next 18 months, but going back to just this month, so on the 11th of this month, Mercury is going to move in this 12th house area for you as well, which is really going to light up that part for you guys. So you may have a lot of kind of messages, symbolic messages coming through your dreams. You may find yourself wanting to really read and study more unknown aspects of psychology or the mind or spirituality or whatever the case may be. And also on the 11th, Saturn goes retrograde, okay? So, and this is happening in a place for you that is all about the financial institutions and any business partnerships or any shared finances or resources that you deal with. So you could definitely be re-examining those things, any loans, debt, bankruptcy. This would be a good time to kind of start getting serious about that or paying it off or whatever the case may be. This could also affect if you're in a relationship. This could like somewhat affect your partner's income. Maybe they have to go back and re-examine something in their financial life or in their financial area of life. And then on the 13th, we have Venus retrograde in your 12th house as well. So this is going to really bring back, I think, possibly flings, mental pleasures, hobbies from the past, things like that. So you're going to really be kind of turning inwards, and you may become a little bit of a hermit the last half of May and onwards a little bit, Cancer, and that's totally fine. You're going to really kind of want to explore the more hidden areas of life and yourself, honestly, like why you do the things you do, why you have these behaviors, or why do you like go through these different cycles, or you're going to have bigger questions and deeper questions that you're going to want answers to starting this month. So, and that's completely normal with how the sky is going on. So on the 13th, we also have Mars moving into Pisces, which is a place for you that is all about your belief systems, your big questions about life, the bigger picture about life. Why are we here? How were we created? How, did all this come to be? These kind of questions. Also higher education and publishing and dealing with the world and travel. So with Mars here, you may see some of those themes come up, but you're going to be really, really intrigued and exploring spirituality this month, like really, really into it. You're going to be very, very driven to maybe learn, go back to school, take a course, travel if that's allowed by then, get into different practices, learn different practices, read different books, discover new ideologies and beliefs and concepts. You're going to be very, very into this. So then on the 14th, we have Jupiter retrograde, which is happening in your opposite sign of Capricorn. So all about relationships. So this is going to be really about finding the meaning and boundaries in relationships, Cancer. Not just romantic, but also just any kind of significant relationship in your life. You may need to re-examine your relationships to come to a new understanding, and also to figure out if there's, you're really going to be like thinking like, what's the meaning of this? Like, why am I in this relationship? Like, is there a meaning to it? Is there not? It's going to be more about like, and this may test your faith a little bit. I'm not going to lie to you. This may test your faith of your relationships, but I think with how much you've gone through, and especially your reading, like this is just a bomb ass reading, you're going to be fine. Okay. So I wouldn't worry about it too much. So on the 22nd, we're going to have a new moon in Gemini in your 12th, once again, lighting up that 12th house space for you. And that's when your focus is really going to be like all the way in the 12th house, all the way into unknown esoteric stuff. People are going to be like, where the hell did Cancer go? Like, they just like dipped up out of here. They've been MIA. Like, you are going to really be kind of like just in hermit mode, like doing your own thing. Things may get brought to light from your subconscious, or something may get triggered from your past or your subconscious or your different, thinking patterns or thought patterns. And you may get really, really deep into learning more about that and seeing how you can find out more about yourself through that. So, and then Mercury is going to move into your sign on the 28th of May, where it will then start getting ready for retrograde season, because Mercury is going to retrograde in your sign. So the next few months, Cancer, are going to be all about self-discovery, self-realization. You're going to be really understanding and learning about the deeper parts of you, why you do the things you do, different patterns you may have, different subconscious patterns and behaviors and beliefs that you may have that may be causing things in your day-to-day life that are not really what you want. And you're going to be really getting very deep into this and exploring these different things. So, and I think it's awesome. So hopefully you guys resonated with this reading. Let me know down below. That is what I have for you guys this month. Thank you so, so much for your support, Cancer. I truly, truly appreciate it. Make sure that your notifications are turned on, because I know a lot of people have been having issues with that or haven't been getting notified for my other videos that I post, because I do post a lot more than just the monthly readings. And if you want to check out anything else, you can see the description below, or just go to my channel. And yeah, have a good month, Cancer. Bye.